there's a great fight happening this Friday night, not Saturday night. So mark your calendars. It's this Friday night. It'll be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It'll be promoted by Top Rank Bob Arum and screened in the United States on ESPN. And it's between WBC World Light Heavyweight Champion Oleksandr Gvozdyk and IBF World Light Heavyweight Champion Artur Beterbiev. So it's a unification. Fantastic fight. These guys did face each other in the amateurs. Apparently, Artur Beterbiev won, and he won by stoppage or knockout. That probably doesn't mean much at this point. Gvozdyk is coming off a great win over long-reigning light heavyweight champion Adonis Stevenson. Stevenson was seriously injured in that bout, and thankfully has made a pretty miraculous recovery where he's almost back to 100%. He'll never box again, obviously, but he's up and around, and his rehabilitation has been quite extraordinary. That's obviously good to see. But Gvozdyk is coming off that win. Beterbiev is coming off I think the Callum Johnson fight was his last fight. Now, the perception at the moment, from what I'm seeing online, is that Gvozdyk is the better of these two. Although the betting odds, the last time I checked on oddschecker.com, are even at the moment. And I think that really is a true reflection of what we have here, which is a genuine 50-50 fight. One which could go either way. Both guys unbeaten. Both guys have got less than 20 fights as professionals. Both guys were top-level amateurs. Both guys well-schooled. Both guys Eastern European. I mean, there are so many similarities between them. But stylistically, Gvozdyk is seen as the better boxer by a lot of people. He's certainly the faster of the two. He's certainly the more mobile of the two. He does have that win over Stevenson, which is better than anything Beterbiev has on his resume as a professional. Beterbiev is seen as the puncher, or the bigger puncher, because Gvozdyk can punch himself. Beterbiev is seen as the bigger puncher. He's seen as maybe the physically stronger man, but maybe the more defensively vulnerable. Would some people agree with that based upon what they saw in the Callum Johnson fight? I do think the Callum Johnson fight is throwing people off a little bit because, listen, Callum Johnson can punch. He decided to go in there and throw the kitchen sink at Artur Beterbiev, and he hit lightning in a bottle once in the fight. And he did have the guy on the floor. But Beterbiev showed that he can actually switch it up and box on the back foot when need be. Do not underestimate Artur Beterbiev's ability to box. People just thinking of him as this puncher who comes forward and he's fairly crude and basic. No, he's a bit more sophisticated than that. So, great fight. Don't miss it. Exactly what we want to see. The undercard leaves a lot to be desired, to be fair. But the main event is so strong, we can forgive him for that. Don't miss this fight. If I had to pick a winner between these two, it's real tough. And I'm really not sure. Hence, the odds of, or even odds at the moment. Last time I checked on oddschecker.com. Very tough to pick, but I would edge towards Artur Beterbiev. Reason being, I think he's the stronger of the two. And I think strength will become a factor at some point in this fight. I think he's the heavier puncher. I think his boxing skills are underrated. And maybe the most important thing is I just feel as though Artur Beterbiev is a more confident character. I know that might seem strange. People are going to say, well, what makes you think Gvozdyk is not confident? No, I'm sure he's confident, but there's levels of confidence. And to me, when I look at the body language of both men in numerous fights they've had, I just feel Beterbiev is the more self-assured guy here. That doesn't mean he's necessarily going to win the fight. Somebody who's confident and self-assured can easily come unstuck because they can expect a certain type of fight. And when it turns out to be tougher than they thought, they have the shock of their lives and they have a kind of mental meltdown in the ring. But I think Beterbiev is too experienced for that. Beterbiev was a fantastic amateur. I know it's a long time ago and, amateurs are amateurs, but he was such a fantastic amateur that Beterbiev actually not only beat Gvozdyk in the unpaid ranks, he also beat Usyk and Michael Hunter, among other people. So Beterbiev really was a beast in the amateur. And he also beats Kovalev in the amateurs as well. Beterbiev was running through everybody. I'm personally taking Artur Beterbiev here. Gvozdyk does have Teddy Atlas in his corner, who is a fountain of knowledge, and I'm sure he will come up with a strategy, and I'm sure he'll motivate Gvozdyk and whatnot. But yeah, it's a close fight. I certainly would not be shocked if Gvozdyk won, but I'm just edging towards Artur Beterbiev in a real highly skilled contest. And if I had to be more specific, I would say Artur Beterbiev on points. Yeah, I think both guys have got the power to hurt each other, but when you're dealing with elite level fighters who have elite level skill, as these guys do, I think it's going to be quite difficult for one or the other to pin their opponent down for long enough to be able to get a stoppage. Yeah, it could happen, but it's difficult when you're dealing with guys who are so skilled. So yeah, drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this fight. Who are you edging towards? And remember, this is on Friday night. It's not on Saturday night. So don't miss it. All right? It's happening. I'm out.